So next we are going to move on to habit 2, and this is a much more complicated process. So many of you are already familiar with Allowing Love, and I share, well, for 7 years now, I have very vocally shared that these 5 steps changed my life. I do them every day. I'm now in touch with hundreds of people that have experimented with these 5 steps as a practice of spiritual manifestation in the morning. And we have received partners, businesses, truly that our heart is calling us into. There have been beautiful shifts that have been taking place through this beautiful experience. But I'm caring and focusing less these days on the big miracles. Like, yes, it is amazing that I was stuck and single for my whole adult life until I started to do this and started to really feel my husband in my arms. And I don't think it's a coincidence that within a year I was married to this guy. I don't think that that's a coincidence, but I don't encourage us all to show up for this practice to manifest purely in the outside world. Can we show up for this process truly just to more accurately see that there is already love, there is fulfillment, there are miracles everywhere in our life, and this practice also helps us connect to the love that's already full. And I think it's a wonderful thing that we can also clear the blocks, maybe the ways that we're stuck in, I'm unworthy of love, I'm unworthy of a partner, I'm unworthy. This process does also clear those misbeliefs, clear those patterns of smallness. So also, why not? Like, be aware of perhaps those big physical world miracles that you would really love.
It just makes living here a lot easier and more graceful with what we found. So even if a lot of things don't change outside, it changes our inside so profoundly. It almost doesn't matter. And then the funny thing, the irony about that is often things do change around us and outside of us, because if you know about the observer effect and quantum physics and those types of things, truly how we see and perceive affects everything around us at very subtle levels. And so when we start the day perceiving, seeing from a place of love, of fullness, of abundance and joy instead of lack, that's what we're going to keep experiencing throughout our day. That's what we're putting out there, and that's what we're receiving back in different ways. So,
and I do encourage you, for those out there that really are interested in the science behind this, I will ask Melissa just to throw in the chat that link with the science on our website, because we don't have the time to get into it today. There is a 4-week or a 4-hour product program mini workshop that you can get on my website that really dives deeply into this. But it really is just powerful to see that truly what we are focusing on truly is creating and making a huge difference in our life. So we're right now going to dive into a guided experience of these 5 steps. And you can, in the email that you got on my website, there is a simple 10-minute audio. So if you wanted to play with the simple 10-minute audio, you can play this first thing after your time in love, play this audio meditation. You will have to put up with my Aussie accent for 10 minutes in the morning. But it's just a really easy way to guide you through this process without thinking about it. If, however, you've done it for a long time, the 5 steps, or you perhaps are open to the fact that you may want to do this your way, you may not want to actually do it specifically the way that I'm guiding, I am also giving you these 5 overviews, these 5 prompts for you to perhaps take more authority and empowerment over how this works for you. But right now we're going to walk through the 5 steps. It's a very interactive, experiential practice. I could talk so long about why each of the 5 steps and how powerful they are, but really, again, it's going to be your experience, your ability to let go and truly just get your own experience in this present moment. That's everything.
And just do the best you can. That's it. So you'll learn as you go along what works, what gives you a greater experience as you keep trying it, like anything else.
Yeah.
Cool.
Alrighty. So I am encouraging us all into this practice over the next couple of weeks. And so this works best for me after I've spent time in meditation, time in love, time playing. And so right now, I am asking that we all inside of us ask for the highest good for our life. So I want you to silently, inwardly communicate to all of life that you are ready and that you are open and asking for your highest life, the highest good. And please also ask Source, God, life, love, whatever words you might use, please also ask that this beautiful energy clear and release anything that might be holding you back from receiving your highest good, your greatest dreams, your greatest life, your greatest joy and love and fulfillment in this beautiful world at this time. And so now that you've asked for the highest good and done your best to truly let go of anything that might be holding you back, we're simply going to take a minute of silence for you to pay attention and to receive the one experience that life is calling you to receive. So this is a little bit complicated. I'm going to say it a few ways. This is a different way of awakening to a dream, awakening to something that we want. So rather than thinking about what do I want, let's just relax and let go, pay attention, and ask love, ask God to give to you the one experience that you want more than anything in life right now. It could be something in the world. It could be to get married. It could be more money in the bank. It could be greater self-love of your beautiful body. It could be the ability just to enjoy and be present in each and every present moment. But we'll have a minute of silence, just open and be aware of what one experience is life calling you to receive. Pay attention and write down whatever pops in first. So that might be surprising, or it might be incredibly predictable because you already know that it's what you want and it's what the Spirit is calling you to receive in your life at this time. But do spend a small moment just taking a note of what that is. What experience are you being called to receive, to enjoy, to have in your life at this time? Write that down.
It may be very simple and ordinary too. And there may be questions you have with it, and that's okay.
Yeah. And, you know, I do experience that this muscle of letting go of the mind to receive through our heart or through our intuition is a muscle that grows over time. So if this is completely overwhelming for you right now, that's okay. Just do your best. And I do think it's one of the most valuable things. The more that we do this, the more we truly can let go of the mind and truly receive intuitively through our heart, through this alignment with the highest good. Great. So now that you have this beautiful experience written down, we're going to spend a couple of minutes first, if it has a physical world component, visualize it. It truly, if you could experience it so fully right now, if you could feel it, see it, smell it, taste it, can you mock it up first in your visualization? Because that does often help us springboard into experiencing it. But as soon as you can you let go of the physical world and just truly feel it? Can you feel this experience down into the smaller cellular level so fully that a smile shows up on your face, so fully that it changes the energy in your body? So can you feel it? Can you visualize? But more importantly, feel this experience as if it were real, as if it were realized right now. We'll have about a minute for this. And so as you continue to feel this experience as if it were real, as if it were complete in this moment, I want you to be aware of the one or few words that best describes this experience, this inner feeling. Write that word down. Consider that to be a frequency. It's very powerful for your life right now. So what best one or few words really describes this moment, this feeling, this inner experience? And you can write that frequency down, that one or few words that describes your frequency, this frequency. And now you're just going to continue to feel this. Your only job is to keep feeling, relaxing, letting go, letting in this experience. And this is where your 5-year-old really does come in handy, because your 5-year-old, your inner 5-year-old knows how to do this. It knows how to be a ballerina before actually doing anything. It knows how to be an astronaut. Consider that you have that same ability to really feel and experience it fully. And so keep experiencing this frequency and just be open to one way that you can support yourself living this frequency today. Not one thing to do to make this experience happen, but what's one thing that you can do today to support yourself in effortlessly living this frequency, living this feeling? What's one thing? And again, we're just going to let go of the mind and receive the first thing that pops in to our mind. And if you're flooded with 4 or 5, that's okay. Write them all down. But just open, receive those next steps. At least one next step to support you living this frequency. Alrighty, so write that down for your own reference. And so now we're going to experience the very powerful practice of self-forgiveness. And again, I'm asking that you let go of why we're doing self-forgiveness in this moment, but just diving fully into an experience of this phrase. You can write it down or say it out loud or say it within. And if you need to, the words are on your screen, but you're going to say inwardly or out loud, I forgive myself for buying into the misbelief that, and then you're just going to complete it, whatever pops into your mind. So it could look something like, I forgive myself for buying into the misbelief that I'm not worthy of this and things don't work out for me. I forgive myself for buying into the misbelief that no one wants to hear from me and no one wants to support me in my dream. Doesn't matter what it is, but just allow yourself to let go and complete that sentence for the next half a minute. Keep scrolling through. I forgive myself for buying into the misbelief that, letting go, truly letting go. And I will usually do this until something feels a little complete, a little more still within me. That can be anywhere from a few times to a dozen times. But I'm going to ask that you just share that last sentence. I forgive myself for buying into the misbelief that I'm an idiot, or whatever it is. And so now, sharing at least 3 times out loud or inwardly, and the truth is that I am. Really give yourself permission to feel this, to stand tall in what is your truth. And the truth is that I am. Feel that, receive that, stand tall in that. And I like to write just one truth statement down. I usually do them inwardly, and I like to just kind of like underline it all with, and the truth is that I am, oh my Lord, doing the very best that I can, whatever comes up for me that morning. So please do, in this moment, write down, the truth is that I am, and whatever comes present right now. Alrighty. So we are on to the 5th prompt or 5th step. And this is to experience as much gratitude as we can for this present moment. I love to start with the sentence, I am grateful for my life just as it is right now. Can you viscerally, tangibly feel that? I am grateful for my life just as it is right now. And you may be able to, great, springboard onto that and just keep letting that expand your heart. You might be aware of specific things that you're grateful for. And if you can't, that's okay. I have mornings when I can't. But the more that we do this, the more I believe that our life does line up with the truth of truly the love, the gratitude that we do have for this life and for how beautifully we are set up in this moment of our life for all that we want. We're not off track. There are no problems or mistakes in where we are in our life right now. And so I just encourage us to continue to do our best to feel gratitude for our life just as it is right now, and be aware of anything that does pop in. Maybe it's our dog, our husband, our work, flowers, sunshine. Feel free to be aware of how that grounds into your consciousness. And again, the focus is on feeling that gratitude, allowing that energy to overtake this present moment. And finally, we're just going to write down one gratitude statement. I'm grateful for whatever comes up. Just write that down. And in writing that down, I like to also inwardly say thank you to that thing. Just thank you for being in my life. Thank you for helping me experience the love that I am. So I'm grateful for. Write that down. Alrighty. So that is the 5 steps complete. That is habit number 2 complete. I told you it was a bit complicated. You will get the hang of this, I hope. But I just am encouraging us all to be aware in this moment of how do we feel, what's present. So just in this moment, be aware of how do we feel, what's present.
If you want, you don't have to, you can just stay in that. But if you want to type in how you're feeling now, or maybe it's your frequency you got earlier in the chat. We'd love to hear how you're all, what you're experiencing now.
I love that. And so in service to playing with this week and over the next couple of weeks, again, I'm going to ground this support as you can either play the 5 steps meditation. It's just one 10-minute audio where I guide you through the 5 steps that I just did. And Melissa's going to put that link in the chat that it is already in your email, and it is also linked in your PDF. Or you can use the prompts that were just on the screen. Or if you want to complicate this even further, there is an entire program where I do share about the science, where I do walk us through exactly why are we doing these 5 steps and what are the power of them. And just, I just did that in 20 minutes. I do it in more of a detailed way. So that training is also free. That's also in your emails. And Melissa is also going to throw that in the chat.